On this episode of the Black Boss Ladies Platform podcast, we travel to Columbia, South Carolina, to meet a woman whose name deserves to be shouted alongside Rosa Parks and Ella Baker. Her name is Modjeska Simkins, known as the Matriarch of the Civil Rights Movement in South Carolina. She was bold, brilliant, and unafraid to challenge both white supremacy and the limits placed on women, even within our own movements.
Welcome to the Black Boss Ladies Platform, the place where legacies live.
Born on December 5th, 1899, Simkins grew up on a farm near Columbia, South Carolina. Her father was a brick mason, her mother a teacher. Together they built a foundation rooted in hard work and education. After graduating from Benedict College in 1921, Simkins began teaching at Booker T. Washington High School. But when she married Andrew Simkins in 1929, she was forced to resign. Why? Because Columbia's public schools did not allow married women to teach. But instead of shrinking, Modjeska pivoted. In 1931, she became the director of Negro work for the South Carolina Tuberculosis Association, the state's only full-time African-American public health worker. She saw firsthand how poverty and racism turned a disease like tuberculosis into an epidemic among Black families. Rather than accept that injustice, she built alliances across color lines, raised funds, and improved health outcomes statewide. She turned public health into public activism. By the early 1940s, her voice grew louder, and so did the resistance against her. She joined the NAACP, co-founded the South Carolina State Conference, and became its first female officer, serving as secretary from 1941 to 1957. Her fingerprints are all over the Briggs versus Elliott case, the South Carolina lawsuit that laid the groundwork for Brown versus Board of Education, the case that ended legal segregation in public schools. That's right. Before Brown versus Board, there was Briggs versus Elliott, and before Briggs, there was Modjeska Simkins, co-writing the petition, coordinating strategy, and standing shoulder to shoulder with Reverend Joseph Delane and Thurgood Marshall. But courage comes with a cost. Shots were fired into her home. She was labeled a communist. She lost her leadership post in the NAACP after 16 years of service. Yet, even when she was pushed out, she never stopped pushing forward. Simkins became a senior advisor to the Southern Negro Youth Congress, mentored young activists, and fought for healthcare access, fair housing, and women's leadership in civil rights. She co-owned a newspaper, The Lighthouse and Informer, amplifying Black voices across South Carolina. She even opened Motel Simbeth, listed in the Negro Traveler's Green Book, giving safe lodging to Black travelers during segregation. When Judge Matthew J. Perry spoke at her funeral in 1992, he said, "She probably will be remembered as a woman who challenged everyone. She challenged white leaders to be fair, and she challenged Black citizens to stand up and demand their rightful place." Simkins' story teaches us that purpose isn't always pretty. Sometimes, walking in purpose means losing titles, facing fear, and standing firm in faith. Mrs. Modjeska Simkins, you are a Black boss lady, and your legacy will live on the Black Boss Ladies Platform podcast.
Thank you for joining us on the BBL Platform podcast, the place where legacies live. We hope you will join us on our next inspirational journey to success. Be sure to rate, like, and subscribe to our show. For more information, please visit our website at theBBLplatform.com.